The Knights of the Round Table or Square Table, whatever you want to call it.
It's the Knights of the Square Table.
Or the rectangular table.
Which one do you prefer? We got to pick one.
Square.
I'll go square.
I'll go round.
At least this week, okay?
Well, I'm just telling you, when you watch the videos, it's the Knights of the Square Table.
We can't agree on anything here. Tom Schmitz, am I right? Two-time winner of the Wedgebuster Award from Eric Russell. I'm sorry.
That's prestigious.
And two-time Edward R. Murrow winner, Tom James and Buddy Martin. We're going around the round table, call it what you will. Today, guys, we're focusing on the ACC. We do a lot of SEC stuff here, but time now to talk about the coaches and rank them as best we can. Yeah. Pick out 4 or 5 and see if you can rank them. And this program today, we're featuring mostly all ACC and Coach Fisher and other people. So who wants to start first with their top coaches in the ACC?
I'll go ahead and start. I did actually more research on this than I did the SEC coaches because I knew less about the ACC coaches.
You needed more research.
I did. I have the elite tier. And, of course, it's headed up by Jimbo Fisher. He's won a national championship. He's been in a national championship tournament. Dabo Swinney of Clemson in the national championship tournament last year really come on the scene. He's on the elite tier. And I also put a guy who all he did was win 10 games a year in the SEC, which to me is a much harder conference. I know he's in his first year at his alma mater, Miami, but Mark Richt's an elite coach in my mind.
Already head coach of the game.
No question. Yeah.
The talented but not elite coaches, I got Bobby Petrino at Louisville. He's talented, not elite, and he doesn't drive a motorcycle real well. David Cutcliffe of Duke. They may be two of the most brilliant offensive minds in college football, all kidding aside. The middle of the conference specialist, that's where I got Steve Adazio, Larry Fedora, and Dave Doreen of North Carolina State. I think they're going to finish in the middle of the conference. They're going to win more games than they lose, but it's going to be real close. How many they lose? Too new to decide. Dino Babers, Bronco Mendenhall, Dave Clawson, Pat Narduzzi at Pitt. They're all too new to decide. Could have a breakout season. I'm going with Justin Fuentes at Virginia Tech. He's now got set up with a good squad at Virginia Tech. We know what his resume was at Memphis. I think he could break out in his first year of the ACC. And this is probably going to surprise you, Buddy Martin, but probably should be gone tier. Paul Johnson at Georgia Tech.
Yeah, you're
the
running
triple
your
option
formation,
is now way too familiar for every team in the ACC. I think his days have passed.
All right, well, I'm going to jump in here and say, first of all, you had to know that Dave Clawson was at Wake Forest. You had to know that Justin Fuente was at Virginia Tech. You had to know that Pat Narduzzi was at Pittsburgh. Yeah. You had to know Dave Doran was at NC State. So my point is, these guys don't have the visibility that the SEC coaches do. But
basketball first conference.
It is a basketball.
As opposed to the SEC, which is always football first.
And it's kind of like shooting fish in a barrel, ranking these coaches at the top. Naturally, we know 1, 2, 2, 1 are going to be Jimbo Fisher and Dabo Swinney. Obviously, they're 1 and 2. A guy I thought you might edge in there is he hadn't won the championship that much, but he's a guy that was good. Is Dave Cutcliffe of Duke is, I think, one of the best coaches. Doesn't always reflect it in the record. And you mentioned Bobby Petrino. We'll see. And Larry Fedora is probably the most unsung coach in the ACC, in my opinion. And watch out for his Tar Heels again this year. They had a great year last year. And so I'm going to stop there. I'm not going to rank them all, but the top-tier coaches, I will say the ACC, Tom James, has gotten better, got better coaches, and I think they've shown they can play at the highest level.
I think there are a lot of quality coaches, actually, in the ACC, and I'm going to compartmentalize my coaches, if you will, and I'm going to start with the obvious, the Bows. The Bows are on top in the ACC. Jimbo and Dabo right behind him. Jimbo, obviously, 6 seasons at Florida State, 5 10-win seasons in the national championship. And I think Dabo has erased the old standard at Clemson that they can't win big games. They're always soft in big games. That's not the case.
No more Clemsoning anymore.
No more Clemsoning anymore. He made that clear last year. Then I've got a group called the Newbies. And I think the 3rd and 4th best coaches in this conference each have yet to coach a game in the ACC. Mark Richt, if he can win 75% of his games in the SEC over 15 years, what the heck do you think he's going to do in the ACC? That ought to be really fun to watch. He's got the tan already for the South Peninsula. And also Justin Fuente, I think this is an awesome hire, by the way, for Virginia Tech, taking over
Maybe the best in the NCAA.
Well, agreed. And he takes over for Frank Beamer after being
tough
very
act
proven.
to follow, by the way.
Oh, of course it is, but young guy, he did very well at Memphis. Two other new guys, Bronco Mendenhall and Dino Babers at Virginia and Syracuse. Maybe good coaches. Those are two tough places to win. And then I've got four guys who I think are coming into very much bellwether seasons. Petrino at Louisville, Cutcliffe at Duke, Fedora at North Carolina, and like you mentioned, Schmitty, Paul Johnson at Georgia Tech. All these guys have done good things, but I think this is the season where we're going to find out, are they going up or are they coming down now in their careers?
A group that one person in that group probably will be without a job at the end of the season.
No question.
By the way, I'll second the motion on Justin Fuente, and don't sleep on Bronco Mendenhall. Watch out. He did a terrific job at BYU.
Yes.
That wraps up the square table, round table, whatever it may be. Tom Schmitz, Tom James, I'm Buddy Martin. Thanks very much. The boys from the round table. We used to be the Knights, now we're the boys.